Will Sony update the PS2 numbers? I really don't understand why Sony is so obsessed with keeping the record with the highest selling console of all time. Like, you really think that 5 million more PS5 sold between the discontinuing, like, the PS5, the PS2, not PS5, PS2 was discontinued in 2014. Of course, the PS2 was a hugely successful console. I think Sony's achievement should not be, of course, misaligned or, seen as, phony, but the fact that they magically found 5 million more PS2 units sold when almost all of the reliable sources say 155 million units. Okay, like all of the reliable sources that do track like actual console sales, say that the PS2 sells 155 million units. So I'm not gonna be using the 165 million units that Sony claims. Like, how did Sony magically find 5 million more PS2 units sold? Okay, I really don't understand it. Okay, they actually maybe they didn't re-release the PS2. Like if we never they re-released the PS2 in like Brazil or something and sold another 5 million units there or something. But I really don't understand how Sony found 5 million more PS2 copies. Okay, when almost all of the agreeable sources, all of the reliable sources agree that it's 155 million units, not 160 million units. Okay. Only Sony made that revision because they knew that the Nintendo Switch and most likely the Nintendo Switch 2 would overtake the PS2, okay, and break the record, okay. But again, the Switch is a very successful console. It makes sense that the Switch would actually pass the PS2, but Sony is so stubborn that they can't accept that they lost to the Switch, okay. They can't accept that they lost to Nintendo, okay. Which again makes sense because guess what? The PS2 was released in the 2000s. There's at least a few billion more people on the planet. So I really don't understand considering the fact gaming has grown so much since the 360 PS3 era. How can why can't the Switch just outsell the PS2? Okay, why is Sony gatekeeping this hard against Nintendo? Okay, I really don't get it. And we know the PS5, despite being considered the greatest console of all time by every YouTuber and every person on plane of existence, well, guess what? The PS5 will not outsell the Switch either, most likely, and the PS6 won't outsell the Switch too. Okay, I'm sorry to tell you this, but as well. But again, same with the Xbox Series X outside the N64. We also gotta realize there were way less people during the 90s on the planet than there were during the 2020s. Okay, which means there are more people to buy Xbox consoles. Okay. There are more people to buy Xbox systems as well. But yep, other than that, I really just don't understand why Sony is so stubborn with this whole thing. And yep, that's about this video here, and goodbye.